everybody, and welcome back to Uzi Mumbai, where we're going live again. And actually, I'm Khuri Irani, and I'm here with the West Coast Brigade. Please, everybody, say hello to the West Coast Brigade, the lovely West Coast Brigade, just on the entry. How are you people? How are you, Shlok?
Hi, hi. I am WCB.
I am
Um,
WCV.
Great man. I'm great.
Yeah,
Uh,
so yeah, today, so basically, this is our second live, and we don't expect like a lot because obviously first live was very good, but the hype always dies after the first one. So we'll be going live right now, and we'll be discussing the new rules and the new changes that ISL has implemented. From this season onwards, and the couple of interesting ones as well because they really do affect us and affect how ISL is going to be played generally now. So Shlok, what do you think?
um, yeah. So, well, let's just go over the first rule real quick, right?
Yep.
Um, yeah. So, this is something we'd heard before. Minimum 5 foreign players, maximum 7 foreign players,
Yeah.
and it must include one AFC player.
Hmm.
So, so far, I don't think we've had any links with an AFC player. For our club, we haven't, right?
Joshua
So,
Brillante.
yeah. Well, there was that. There was that. But I think that was swept under the rug very quickly. We
Yeah.
just realized that, like, okay, that's probably not gonna happen. But given that we have been pursuing Miku, then
Hmm.
there's been links with Soriano.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get an AFC striker. There was Krishna. He's not an AFC striker either. But
Yeah.
he extended with ATK, right? So I think it's going to be like an AFC center back,
Hmm.
is what I think.
Yeah.
What about you?
Very likely actually because we know Lobera loves to play with two foreign centre backs, and he's allowed to play five foreigners in the starting 11. There's no restrictions on that yet, and so I think a foreign AFC centre back makes a lot of sense. I think he'll be allowed to, you know, he'll be allowed to actually develop his tactics around how he wants to and not be restricted by the 3+1 or the 4+1. And they're very good AFC centre back side now. Who generally very good.
Yeah. Um.
There's
But
Chushmi.
you know what? What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah. Uh. But I think we can see like a slightly different squad given that they might aim for like preparation for AFC, and
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe they'll just be like play with 4 foreigners, prepare for it, and then
Yeah,
we have it easy next year.
yeah, that's
Huh?
something I really wanted this year. No matter what, CFG come and tell Lovera ki you only have to play with four foreigners. You're not going to play with five. You have to prepare for the AFC next year, and that would be something very ambitious, and not only ambitious, but it'll help develop a lot of the Indian players that are currently playing with us right now as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like one extra slot for them, right? So that's great. Always great.
Yeah,
Um, Next rule, the big one, the basically like the point of why we're going live
yeah,
is so there's the squad is supposed to have minimum 20 players and there's supposed to be 2 developmental players in the squad. That's the matchday squad,
yeah. Two
right?
developmental players. Shlok, what do you feel about the two developmental players? Because I have my strong opinions on them, so I'm going to
Yeah,
point them out right
yeah.
away.
Very strong opinions.
Yeah,
And I'm not gonna lie, I agree to yours. But first, let me just give everyone like a basic overview
yeah,
over who our developmental players are. So we've got Asif Khan, who's who's come up from our reserve team, our academy as well.
yeah.
So that's great. We've got Chansohoram,
Hmm.
we've got Vikram Pratap, we've
Yeah,
got Valpuria, we've got Rakib.
yeah,
So that's 5 players. I think we'll sign 2 or 3 more in case. Um, उसके ऊपर yeah. I mean, it's like it's I think it's like a really shady way of just saying you're doing youth development. Like, there's way better ways to do that.
Yeah.
And when you're saying put them in the match day squad, the chances are they won't play unless they're like amazing, like someone like Mohammad Nawaz or something.
Yeah.
Gateway. Nice.
The gateway. Yeah. I'm traveling even though we're in
Huh.
lockdown and it's raining so hard. It's not raining
Same
right
here.
now, but it's raining like half an hour ago.
Yeah.
Look, yeah. So I'll tell you, right. When I heard the under 20 developmental news, I wasn't really happy about it because honestly, I feel it's almost like a handicap that you're giving the under 20 players. If I'm FSDL, I'm going, oh yeah, I'm doing my bit on trying to develop foreigners. Why aren't you developing foreigners? ISL coach bad. They don't develop foreign players. They don't develop young youth Indian players. Ooh, ISL doing everything. And I don't like that because if I'm AIFF, if I'm FSDL, I want to proactively develop the
Yeah.
younger players, not hand over my responsibility towards someone else and say, oh, why aren't you developing them? Huh? Uh, it seems shit. It just seems like a very vague thing. And I asked Marcus in the comments of his tweet as well, and he said it's something of a start. But I feel he isn't that happy with the news either. And why would he be? Why would anyone be this happy with this news? This I think the same rule was there in 2000 in the fourth season as well, where they said that at least 2 under 21 players have to be in the match day squad, in the squad, right? And we had
Yeah.
I think a couple of players who never played. We had Pranjal Bhumich who never played. We had he barely played. Sahil Tavora was there. We had a couple of other players as well, but they just never played. And why would anyone want to play a young player for the sake of it? If I'm Lubera, if I'm anyone, especially if I'm like Habas, I'm not playing an under 21 for the sake of it. Yeah, the 2019, 18, 19 squad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, we'll be getting too
Rakesh
distracted.
Oram.
Yeah, Rakesh Oram, exactly.
Message retracted.
Yes. Why?
Um,
Why do he was right? Yeah, Rakesh Oram.
Anuj is shy.
Anuj is shy. Yeah, bullshit. That's the last thing.
We
Anuj is.
want Marine Drive. Says Hemang says you.
I think I have the Marine Drive image as well when I made that
मैं
collage.
कल गया था Marine Drive.
तू गया था? How?
गाड़ी से.
Not legal, man.
रुको मैं फोटोज दिखाता हूँ. देख रहे?
What a basic white thing to do.
अबे it's not even black and white. Like that was natural color, bro. Fuck.
Okay, look.
It'll
I
take
know
you 3 hours.
This is going to be. We'll get very
No.
distracted with this.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Let's go on with it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, the Nutmeg India, and Tektro.
Yes.
It means a lot
And Tectro.
having people as big as yours. Come on. Especially Anuj. I mean, my God, he works for the club. It's a blessing to have someone like Anuj on our stream.
Thank you, Anuj.
We love you, Anuj.
Right. So I mean, let's answer a question here because there's quite a few about this topic, right?
Yeah.
There's Vaibhav who says thoughts on 2 players in matchday squad versus letting them playing time in. That's ISL League 2. Right.
In a reserve league, yeah.
Fuck, what am I saying? I League 2. Yeah.
I'll tell you something. This. I know a lot of people might underplay this, but I think this is our solution to. This is our solution to finding the next Chetri. This is going to be our solution to finding the next generation of Indian footballers, and not just 3 or 4 players, but a lot of players. And I think it's having a reserve league only for the reserve teams, not I League 2, not youth competition, not MDFA, but I want my reserve players. I want the reserve team to play in a reserve league, which is built around the same format the senior team leagues around, right? If there are 16 teams, I want my reserve team to have 16 teams playing 30 games in the regular season, have cup competitions, like the Super Cup for the reserve Super Cup, or have the reserve cups or whatever. You play them in the Natkarni Cup, play them in the MDFA, play them everywhere. But you need to be playing at least 45, 50 games a season as a reserve player. I mean, as a team, not as an individual player, to actually develop. You look at the number of games every other team play, right, in their youth system, and you see how many hours play. Let's count, right. If I'm Mumbai City FC's reserve, and last year how many games would I have played? I League 2.
DPH is gonna kill me, man.
What's the right thing?
DPH is like, I'm gonna tag Mumbai police on Twitter with my screenshot.
Yeah.
मार गया करके. गया मैं गया. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. So, right, if I'm Mumbai City FC's reserve and I'm playing I play I League 2, which is like a league. First, it's a divisional, it's a group thing, and then it's a league. It's like a second qualifier round. At max, I'm playing like 8 games, 9 games there. Right. Then, because then as a reserve team, I can't qualify for the next stage in I League 2. Then I play MDFA. At max, I'm playing another 10 games in the MDFA. Right?
Yeah.
Then even if I play the Natkarni Cup.
Is it that list?
Huh?
MDFA इतना कम होता है क्या?
Yeah, MDFA is not very large. Right?
उसमें would वैसे भी like the fixture cramps are like it's crazy. इतना tight fixtures रहते हैं.
Very tight fixtures. And you're not even it makes no sense. How are you expecting players to develop if you're not going to develop them or give an outlet for them to develop? By the way, hello Shayak. Shayak, actually, I think that's how you pronounce it. Let's not forget this dev player rule existed in I League. In fact, they needed one in 11 to a lot of the players come up because of the rule. Don't be so quick to dismiss it. Yeah, look.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so so what that's offering you is one slot, right? But if you have a reserve league, you're filling a whole 11 plus 7, 12 substitutes. That's 18 to 23 players who are getting consistent playing time. I mean, if you're giving just one slot to a reserve player, sure, there will be time there. But, isn't it better to offer more game time if you can?
Yeah, exactly. Look, I know I League, has that he used to have that as well, and a lot of the players come from I League. But then you have to realize that in the last 5 years, I League has been treated like the second division or the third division. It has been treated like, the least bothered, cared about league that there is in India. And the level of intensity, the level of competition there is a lot lower than it is in ISL now. I'd say so, right? I know how I League fans, I League purists think about this, but I think...
Okay, yeah, so Sayak says something really important here.
What?
He says that rule in I League saw several youth players being subbed off after 15 minutes of play.
That sounds a very Indian thing to do.
Loopholes.
Exactly.
It's not an either or situation. Reserve league is different. This is different. Yeah, but I feel that given FSDL's track record with things and how, sometimes they're very sneaky with what they said. It's just that I don't want this rule to just be their way of saying that we have made some, some way for developmental players to come up. And now it's up to you if you don't play them.
Exactly.
Like, if this along with something else comes up, then that's great. It's fantastic. But this in itself is not enough.
Yeah, look, I think developing the players and then bringing them onto the senior squad on merit is the only way forward, where, you have to absolutely have solid players and develop good players. But for them to reach that level, you have to play a lot of games, and you have to play a lot of games at a level equal to yours or better to yours. Now, asking them to be in the match squad is not enough. You need game time. You need game time in the senior division. You need game time in the reserves. But especially right now, you need a lot of game times in the reserves, and that's not given to them right now.
I read this interesting. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read this interesting article by Amrit, and he compared the age of the players with respect to how many minutes they get. And he was a bit flawed in the sense that minutes aren't always indicative of how good you are.
Yeah.
But his point was that players get a lot of minutes around the age of 30 with respect to their peak. and it's because they're getting that experience at 30, which players for abroad get at 26 or so. So that just the cleverness, or the fact that what's happening in the game. It's very delayed. If you're getting it 4 5 years after big players in bigger divisions.
Yeah.
Risha agrees completely. Thank
हाँ
you.
ओके या
Uh,
श्लोक तेरा आवाज़ थोड़ा
okay,
फ्लक्चुएट कर
okay,
रहा
okay.
है या आई डोंट नो इट्स
Sorry.
हेडफोन का थिंग और समथिंग वैभव सॉरी वैभव
हाँ हाँ दूर हो गया था थोड़ा.
ओके ओके
Franchises are still paying franchise fee. The clubs are the first ones to kind of object, as it will take operational budget way more than what it already
yeah
is.
I can
Mm.
understand that that expenses are yeah true
Yeah.
but I think again if FSDL wants to develop players you have to give remunerations and you have to give leeways uh, for development or for the leagues
Mm.
uh, there were like cases of people not getting the travel fees as well in I League. Like Minerva raised the question last year uh, when they went to Goa to play Churchill. They were paying like a shit ton of money just to stay in hotels because it was peak, tourist season, and they never got the remuneration or they never got the what do you call it, compensation for stuff like that, and that's shit. If you can't sort out your basics first, how are you going to sort out anything for like another 15 years?
Yeah. As of now, I think all we can do is, as you said, just have like a mix and match of domestic competitions,
Yeah,
and that's just how like people scrap for playtime. But then again, it's like you have players like Asif and all who are Asif Chance, literally every developmental player we have actually, who are a notch above a league like MDFA or like something like Nat Karni Cup, and they deserve to play better teams, be under better coaches, and have like that experience of being in the top div. So
exactly.
yeah, how
But
can
like
we clubs deal with?
we clubs deal with case of logistics, it would be hard for them to carry out for long.
Bipin is looking angrily at me.
Yeah, Bipin's always looking angry at Shlok. Look, oh shit, nah,
No,
that's right. Even Milan,
everyone's mad. Goyan
everyone's mad at
smiling.
Shlok. Go and smiling because he leaves the club in a year. Ha, he's sneaky boy, sneaky. Go and sneaky. Okay, so how could we clubs deal with case of logistics? It would be hard for them to carry out for long. Yeah, it makes sense. Weaker teams in the weaker teams in terms of quality, and then the weaker teams in terms of financial strength. And I think I League clubs, most of the I League clubs, fall into the financial this thing as well. We see some of them, getting sponsorships now, like how Trau got promoted and they got instant sponsorship
Hmm.
with what Asiesta. I think that's how it's pronounced. You have Minerva Punjab now being Punjab FC, which is bought by Round Glass. You have a lot of talks about East Bengal getting a sponsor, but then they're East Bengal. So I think the obvious. I'll tell you why teams are weak financially, right? The the league isn't as popular as it used to be, I League, right? And even ISL, some of the clubs like Hyderabad, which are struggling to continue the way they are right now, they still have FC Pune City's academy running. They have Hyderabad
I actually
versus
think Hyderabad. I actually think like they aren't as poor as
Finan-
people assume them to be.
yeah, I think they're not poor.
Yeah.
Poor is a very, but I think they're not financially, kaching in terms of like
Huh, huh. But there's
Mumbai.
always that case about like how your first years are always going to be an expenditure in getting fans and everything, but
Yeah,
then later on you have a stable. But anyway, that's like digressing. Yeah.
yeah. So like, yeah, so, if I'm a club, right, and if I'm a sponsor, if I'm a multinational, if I'm a MNC and I want to invest in a club, why would I invest in a club if I know my returns are going to be so poor? And I think for that ISL needs to advertise a lot more. ISL needs to push themselves a lot more, and FSDL and AIFF need to push I League a lot more, because the more you're going to push, the more you'll push them, the more the number of people view you, and that means the more a company can get out of their investment in your club. And so
Heroes deal expired this year. Okay.
for I League,
ISL, no? But does it
what,
really have an
seriously?
impact? I mean, but it's and nothing on the new deal that I've heard. But then, dude, heroes like wait, heroes on I League, no?
Hero ISL
ISL,
and
ISL.
Hero.
Okay, Weber says ISL. Okay, yeah.
Whoa,
So
I didn't know that.
title sponsorship, yeah. But then how effective really is heroes sponsorship with respect to FSDLs, because FSDLs pretty much controlling everything, right? Heroes like title sponsorship. So maybe we'll just see ISL being said now, or I don't know, man, some other company.
Damn,
ISL
I'm
together with
surprised
ISL.
Hero quit though, because I think ISL in terms of revenue and in terms of outreach is increasing a lot more than the last 2 years. So I'm surprised they don't want to continue.
मैं बनूंगा चेत्री.
मैं
Yep.
बनूंगा
Yes,
चेत्री.
Ritesh.
Look,
DLF
yeah,
and
another this
that
thing. They shouldn't
connection.
renew the contract with Star. Clubs need that TV revenue to survive. It, I'll tell you something. Most of the clubs all around the world, right? They thrive on the advertising revenue. They thrive on sponsorship revenue, and they thrive on you know the revenue you get from advertising from the in terms of how your share in terms of viewership and everything. Most of the clubs survive on them. Clubs in England, the teams that get relegated earn more than mid-table clubs or even higher top four clubs in Germany. So the TV revenue is what makes clubs run. TV revenue is what keeps the teams still running in the league and not dissolve. Most of the clubs that have dissolved is because they have seen a decrease in the revenue share, and that's because in the revenue, and that's because they have seen a decrease in their outreach and their public image and their basic popularity amongst the club.
Hmm.
So that's something that they need to they need to start paying them. I know there's a little conflict between the central revenue pool and the advertising money and how it works, but I think they need to start getting the advertising revenue, especially I League teams, because if you want I League teams to grow, you need to give them the money. Okay, I think we've gone
There is
very off
always that
topic.
counter.
Huh?
There's always that counter though. With Stars promotion, no one's gonna watch ISL. I don't
Exactly.
know. It's like an endless debate, because you will have clubs who are like 80K with MB in them. People will watch that. You don't need a channel to promote that. You don't need a channel to promote Kerala Blasters. Maybe not even BFC and Goa. They probably don't need channels to promote them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And there was like that thing where they said ki Central Pool ka what they promised. They said ki we'll give you back some money from the franchise fee na pehle
Hmm.
ekdam.
I don't
So
know. I don't know
pehle they
about the legalities
and
there.
then there was like apparently they gave them back less because zyada paisa kharch hua or something.
Yeah. Look, I think
I don't
the
know. It's a huge mess, but I
it's a
think we
huge.
should just move on. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on. Uh,
Suraj is here. Hello, Suraj. Uh, let's see if there's a question around. Give me a second. Meanwhile, we just check the comments real quick. Yeah, people are still going on about that.
yeah. The 50% TV revenue should be distributed to the central pool, and 50% can be shared by Star and FSDL. Yes, I think that should be the good way to go. But when was the last time you saw FSDL do the good way or something?
There was something that Sayak had said earlier as well. Why don't they stream youth leagues? Under 13, under 16, under 18 matches.
Yeah.
Never stream them anywhere.
Uh,
And pata nahi, it's like it takes money to like set up and shit.
yeah, but
And
like if you look at my
don't
setup
expect
right
people to
now,
watch.
it's free. Like I have a phone, even if it's a shit phone, I can get a tripod for like $500. I put it in the stands and I just let people watch the match on
Huh.
Facebook.
Hey guys, long time. Hi Manas.
Hi, hey Manas. Uh,
Uh,
a lot of people are
Anand
retracting the
asked.
message for some reason. I don't understand.
I don't know, Ajay. Anand asked something really cool. Do you guys think there should be a provision for clubs to include at least one developmental player from their region only?
Yeah, again, I think that should be solved if the reserve leagues was a thing. Because
Fuck all the game time and shit. Like, let's just consider this an absolute.
hmm,
Forget the whole game time wala debate. Let's just
yeah,
consider this as an absolute. Like, should there be a player from the region?
nah,
Like,
not
should there be like a specific slot?
no. Because I think again, the more handicaps you hand out, the more you're not truly developing the players.
Hmm.
But I look. Most of the clubs have a player from the region anyways, except BFC for some reason. They sold us, and yeah, they sold us.
Um.
But
Okay.
you look at what Kerala have a player from their region, right? We have a player from our region. Most of the clubs do have players from the region, and that's because that's like the easiest scouting place.
Yeah,
Surprisingly, though,
but
our local player isn't from. We didn't pick him up from MDFA or something. We picked him up from Mohan Bagan.
huh. But there's also the thing ki there are places which don't have as much of a pronoun structure as Mumbai, Kerala, Bengal do.
Jamshedpur.
Jamshedpur. Jamshedpur still has TFA.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
Odisha.
TFA,
Odisha has
Odisha.
nothing.
Uh,
They're picking up Northeast players. And
exactly.
that kind of dissolves the responsibility of the club for their local region.
Hmm.
And they can just be like, "Huh, take a developmental player. We'll go for this Northeast person, and we don't have to focus on any Odia culture or anything."
Yeah.
And just tell me, what do you think about allowing foreigners in the age group leagues?
I think if imagine like they say okay ISL 2021 we start the youth league. I wouldn't want foreigners in them for at least 5 years.
Wouldn't want them at all.
Like in the
Why?
youth leagues,
Why would you want foreigners in the youth league?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just questioning the question itself.
Oh,
Like,
because
why?
I think uh, if I am creating a youth league, right, the whole objective is to develop youth, and it's to develop Indian youth, right?
Exactly. So yeah, like
If
you know,
I'm bringing in a foreigner, then you're eating up a lot of at least some Indian players, and
huh?
you look at the number of Africans. It's not a racist thing, but they do like to come to India to play football because they go to Kerala and they play the sevens. You go to Navi Mumbai, you go to Kharghar, and there's a whole African community that lives there. You go to Gujarat, and there's an African Gujarati community that live there. So if you're going to be playing them, you're eating up some Indians' time,
Hmm.
and obviously it's not if I'm not trying to be racist, or I'm not trying to be I don't know, discriminatory. I don't even know if it's discriminatory, but if I'm creating a youth league, I'm creating it for my club and I'm creating it for my region. So if I'm getting players
Okay,
from
but here's the thing.
hmm,
What if it was for an ACL campaign? Like ISL Youth League, ठीक है. But what if our team was competing ACL में?
in Ace
Look at Chelsea, look at all of them. They have a lot of foreigners. I know they have a lot of Spaniards in there.
in the
So,
academy.
in their youth teams, in their under 21s
Yeah,
and all.
but you know, like exactly, but you can't start off from that point where I'm getting a lot of foreigners into my academy. Because if you look at CFG, if there's some kid in Melbourne who's not good enough for Melbourne City FC or who needs more game time, they're going to send him to Mumbai, and that's unfair. I think it's unfair in terms of that one Mumbai kid who will be replaced by the Melbourne kid. That will be unfair
Yeah.
on the league itself and the quality of the league. I know it increases, but I'd want my Indian players to be in the youth league because that's the one place where you are going to be guaranteed a lot of play time. I don't know how other people feel about that.
Leno thinks it's a long shot. The page thinks that it would be too expensive for Asian teams to play ACL, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um, Karan says best game plan to turn losses into profits for Indian clubs.
For Indian clubs, start paying them the advertising revenue and start advertising a lot. I think that's the best. You look at I League
Fan
clubs.
culture.
fan
Fan
culture.
That's all I'm gonna say. We have such a large population to tap into, especially in a place like Mumbai as well, where so many people are into football. You know, like हर गली में देखो एक बिल्डिंग में मतलब हर एक बिल्डिंग में देखो ऐसा एक ग्रुप मिलेगा जो रात को फुटबॉल खेलता है नीचे कंक्रीट पे एक चूतिया अंकल मिलेगा जो सब पे चिल्लाता है फुटबॉल खेलने के लिए it's standard dude and like even if we have half of the football fans as compared to cricket fans in India we can still make a lot of money.
Yeah, true. I think fan culture, yeah, obviously makes a lot of sense. You know, the more you have people coming in, the more you have the word going out, kind of a thing. But I think more importantly, right now, clubs need to be financially stable enough to venture out into, you know, development of fan culture, etc., etc. I know Mumbai had a plan, the 7-year plan, and Ranil talked about it in one of the interviews, where first 5 years they're going to focus on like building a financially stable club, and then later on they'll try to push on to, you know, fan culture, women's league, youth league, etc., youth teams, etc., etc. And I think the best plan is do your job, FSDL. I don't know. I really it's starting to turn into the FSDL rant or
Yeah,
something.
let's just move on. Like at this point, um, minimum four goalkeepers are supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So if you look at our squad, um, Ravi Kumar is apparently going to
Odisha.
Odisha.
Yeah.
Kunal Sawant, I expect him to stay.
Hmm.
Forbal Lachenpa will be coming in from Real Kashmir. Pretty young goalkeeper.
I
Very
think it's a
promising.
great signing.
Yeah. He was in Gold Ka team of the season, if I'm not wrong, for
Yeah.
Real Kashmir. Huh?
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff, yeah. And obviously Amrinder Goat, he's with us. Please sign a lifetime contract, Amrinder. Uh, so we need one more basically.
We
That
need.
that would make it four.
Yeah, I think. Look, for me, this, you know, rule of thumb is, if I'm going with three keepers, one should be an old reliable backup, one should be your prime keeper, and one should be the young upcoming keeper. So no one's really eating out of other people's time, and there's always people, you know, who are absolutely in you know, contention, and they're playing their roles. You're given a role and you're playing them, and you're not stopping anyone's development. Four keepers, for me, I think the fourth keeper should be a very, very young keeper, preferably from the academy, like someone who's like 16, 17.
Vaibhav saying reserve league se lega probably Rathod. I'm assuming that's our club ka keeper from the
Uh,
reserve league.
if I'm not wrong, he's kind of old, isn't he? A reserve
Pata
team
nahi,
ka
I
keeper.
really don't. Karan asked, do you all know why attendance decreased from when we moved to Mumbai Football Arena? Yeah, so okay, let's actually this was supposed to be like a topic for another video, but
We'll have a small
you know
discussion
we
here
kind
and
of
there.
scrapped that. But yeah, we'll bring it out here because I'm not sure if we'll actually go into doing that video anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. One thing is the first two seasons have a lot of hype, right? Because of marquee players. For third season as well, if I'm not wrong, we had good attendance, right, in MFA because of Forlan. Huh. There's that. Then there's the fact that 7,500 is the safe capacity of MFA. So तेरा सबसे ज़्यादा भी 7,500 ही होगा. And then even if you look at it from outside, they're like, अरे सिर्फ 7,500, हम लोग का 20K है. हाँ bro, 7,500 का स्टेडियम है. और लोग आएंगे तो सीन होगा. There's that. And it's just performances really. I think, you know, at a point of time, like, you know, when you're looking at a new league where style of play isn't that attractive, let's be honest, then I am fan of Mr. Rathod. Sorry. So style of play isn't that fantastic, to be honest. Like it was shit in the first two seasons. But yeah, that's why.
I think
Our club didn't spend money marketing में.
I think, yeah, one reason is we haven't ventured out into pure, you know, publicity and advertising as much yet. Now with the CFG, expect a lot of it, and that's why that was one of the biggest things I was excited about, right? Proper advertising. That's going to get people into the stadium, and is going to build a future stable fan base. But I think the biggest thing is elitism. and I've talked about this a lot with other people, and I've talked about this a lot with other fans, that I think Mumbai and Navi Mumbai has a massive difference in terms of what they find cool and what they find not cool. So if I'm living in Vashi, I'm going to come to a Mumbai City FC match because it's not shit for me. But if I'm living in Andheri, if I'm living in town, if I'm living in Kolaba, I'm going to go, yeah, dude, who watches Indian football? Indian football's shit. 'Cause, we were called in for the United Liverpool screening in Phoenix, and there were like 6,000 people there for a screening. It was a little big TV, and 6,000 people came for that. And we have 4,000 people coming, in to watch Mumbai. That's disgraceful, man.
Yeah.
It pisses me
Why
off a lot.
तो it's not like लोग नहीं है, लोग बहुत है अपने पास. It's just नहीं आना है लोग को, and it's ठीक है. It's not completely ununderstandable when you look at it from a neutral perspective.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
But I hope that CFG can kind of change our image.
इंद्रनील साला 80K fan निकल इधर से.
Is he Bengali? Oh wait, Shaikh says that.
Yes,
Okay, I'm not going to say
yes,
anything about it now.
Oh shit, something.
Somik's also there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have
David
seen
Dalal
good
there.
amount of people attending MB EB matches in Cooperage. Yeah, exactly
Who's
right.
David Dalal?
MB EB people, MB and EB fans have that loyalty, and again, it's not about living in Mumbai. It's about being off or being from Mumbai. I think that's the difference. If I'm a Bengali living in Mumbai, I'm still very Bengali in my nature. But if I'm anyone who is from Mumbai, doesn't matter where I'm born or doesn't matter where my family is from, then I'm from Mumbai. There's a very massive personality difference, and that's something people don't really look at a lot.
Experience this is really infuriating, says Deepesh.
Yeah.
It is a thing which happens to mega cities, because there's just better things to do. There's a lot of people who would rather go to Trist over watching a match.
Fucking
Trist is a club, for those who don't know. Do you think Soriano to Mumbai is possible? Pata nahi. There's a clause in his contract which makes him extend a year if Girona gets promoted.
And
I hope they get relegated.
I hope they don't get promoted. No.
I hope they get relegated. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, then go,
I just want Soriano.
Fuck them. But
they get relegated, they'll probably keep Soriano.
Yeah, but if I'm not wrong, they're very, very close to promotion anyway. So I don't think
they are.
They're like 8 points away from a potential 30.
हाँ.
Damn.
Okay. और क्या बोल रहे लोग? क्या बोल रहे public में? Suraj and Karan are talking.
Yes, we do need to push for this on a personal level. That's something we really, really have to work hard on.
I think Ticker mein we meant Girona then. Yes.
Oh no.
Yes. Change Getafe to Girona, dude.
Crap, I'll have to do it.
That's not for life. Actually, 3 Wise Monkeys, yes. Screening. Bro, एक बार अपना गोवा के सामने मैच था. याद है अपन गोवा जाने वाले थे?
Yeah.
हाँ, तो and then मेरे को आइडिया नहीं था कि the match was on 12th. And I was thinking, हाँ 13th का टिकट बुक करूंगा, एक दिन में जाके वापस आऊंगा. Good thing I didn't book the ticket. Anyway, तो मैं screening के लिए जा रहा था. Screening गया, fucking I was late, so then I jumped off the train car pe, and then.
Oh yeah, okay. Sarvesh said the message is restricted, but it said they have Christian Stuani. Yeah, they do. Christian Stuani is a fabulous striker as well. I really like Christian Stuani.
Christian too.
And they should leave Soriano, but I think Soriano there is almost like a backup, but he's very, very classy. He's excellent. Although Clyde, Rasta is like the Liverpool screening ka place. I don't know what the fuck are you talking about.
Bro, अपना सिर्फ केस ही रहता है, ठीक है? अपना सिर्फ I really want them to get a screening thing going there. It's either that or that cafe we go to afterwards, and then there's like no one there.
That shit vegetarian cafe, yeah.
Yeah. And we just look at the TV and remote.
Bye, Weber.
Bye, Weber. Time zone, bro. So much respect for him.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love that guy. Signed David LaFontre and revived the rivalry between him and David LaFondra is fucking
better
excellent, but
He's better than this guy, na?
yeah,
What was his name? McLaren.
yeah,
Yeah.
but very unlikely.
Awesome.
Although
Like
Miku
top
to
elite
Mumbai,
player.
likely yes. Miku to
Hatsune
Mumbai,
Miku, possible.
Hatsune Miku, very possible because BFC just signed Silva. Silva, right?
हाँ but वो winger है ना?
Yeah, but
Winger slash center forward पता
yeah,
नहीं.
but
Unless Hyderabad.
then I'm expecting like Chetri to go forward or Silva to go as a
हाँ.
striker.
Yeah.
I heard that Asian Marquee signing is coming. I heard Asian Marquee signing is going to Hyderabad, and Roka has already
Yeah.
signed an Asian
Asian
Marquee.
Marquee.
Yeah, right. That's what Marquee. No, not exactly Marquee, but like a big name, because he's played in the big league and he's played in a very, very good Asian league.
Look that Hatsune meme. So man. I'm looking for it.
I can link a web thing on the on my OBS so that everyone can watch it. But like, we might get like blocked. Okay,
Have a
bye,
good one. You all
Karan.
got to leave now. Enjoyed it. Bye, Karan. Thank you
Thanks,
so
thanks.
much for coming.
Thanks a lot for coming.
Enjoyed it.
Uh,
With that, let's go to the next thing. This is another big one. All head coaches should hold AFC Pro license or equivalent, or be in the process of obtaining the license. An assistant coach of a club may succeed the club head coach, provided certain criteria. Indian assistant coaches must also have pro license or should be in the process of getting it.
श्लोक तेरा आवाज माइक को थोड़ा yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
We have.
Right. Do you want me to repeat it?
No. Yeah. Probably.
So head coaches need to have an AFC Pro or should be in the process of getting it. Assistants that are preceding them should also have the same. Indian assistants should also have the same.
Yeah.
What's interesting here is there's no indication as to what foreign assistants need to have. So that's a bit of a gray area. But
Bol.
No, but what we have here is at least we know information about Mumbai's assistant.
Yeah.
Season 6 was, and that's Anthony Fernandez. Why don't you tell us about it?
Anthony, okay, so, thank you, Anuj, for giving us a lot of information about Anthony Fernandez. It really gets, right? A little about Anthony Fernandez, who's the current assistant at Mumbai City FC. He started playing with Mahindra United in 1993. He joined Air India in 94 and played there till 2007. He was a prominent striker and captain for Air India in his day, and he was also the top goal scorer in 1998. He also has a few national team caps. No, he got called up, but not sure if he has any caps there. He moved to the senior team assistant coach under Santosh Kashyap in Air India, and he was the interim coach in 2013. Broke a 5-game losing streak after appointing in 13-14. He's nurtured players. Now this is really, really cool. He's nurtured players like Rahul Beke, Rainier Fernandez, Sanju Pradhan, Souvik Chakravarti, Steven Dias, Prateek Chaudhary, Wayne Vaz, etc. These are all, except Sanju Pradhan and Souvik, these are probably the cream of the crop Mumbai players.
Sanju Pradhan as well. He's been like... Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah, and
local players. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, these are the best local players that Mumbai has had in the past decade for me, right? Maybe Hekmat Singh, but Hekmat Singh's like he's Anthony Fernandez's era, not his the next era after him. And
quality, not quantity.
Yeah, and these are and he's a very, very loved person back in the camp as well, in Mumbai's camp. And top coach. He has an AFC A license. He's pursuing pro. Yeah, dude. I think what we have with him is a local manager, a coach who knows Mumbai inside out, who knows the players inside out, who knows what the club needs and what the people need, and that's something you can't buy.
this is something I would like to defer to right now because there was someone, I think it was Arke Prabha, who had asked a question related to that. Ki, would you rather have an assistant coach who's from Mumbai, or would you prefer someone who has worked with Lobera before?
Uh, I think so. When Costa came in as well, right? Wait, is there an issue with my mic? Wait, let me just increase my volume for the stream. Okay, I don't know if it's loud enough now. Okay, but like when Costa came as well, right? He got Marco Liete. When Alexander came as well, I think he had Juliano Fontana. And as a coach who's been coaching for quite a long time, you always have that one assistant manager who you trust and who understands how you want to play, who understands what he needs, and he's always there with you because you trust them. So obviously there is one with Sergio Lobera as well. I can't remember his name. He also has left
I
FC
think it
Goa.
was Manus Tayaberas.
I
Manus
think
Tabayera.
something, yeah,
Bad name.
right. Another
Hmm.
Barca. I think he's from Barcelona as well. And
Hmm.
as an assistant, as a manager, you always want one assistant who's always there with you, who's always who's there, who accompanies you and everything, but he knows exactly how you want to play. With that, he also had Clifford Miranda, right? Sergio Lobera in Goa, and here in
Hmm.
Mumbai he has Anthony Fernandez, which
Hmm.
I think works out very well because Anthony is going to learn a lot. Anthony is also, he's going to learn a lot, but also he will be key to integrate and let Lubera settle in into the Mumbai City FC's camp, easily.
Yeah. So Clyde says how many Indian coaches are there with a pro license? Not many, right?
I think they're
Yeah, right
8,
now 16.
16.
16.
Okay, I can name. Who can I name? I can name Khaled Jamil. I can
Hmm.
name Derek Pereira, Clifford
Hmm.
Miranda. Then I think
Hmm.
Kashyap. Then
Kashyap. Hmm.
then uh, I think Henry Rosario
Yeah.
and Singto. Right, but that's it. I can't
Yeah.
name anyone else.
Yeah, there's some other ones who had worked with clubs in the past who've kind of gone under the radar now. Probably took up other backroom roles or just maybe they're doing their stuff in local areas. There's V.
Hmm.
Sundararajan, Syed Pasha, Savio
Ah.
Medera, Mariano Diaz. Naushad Musa, I think he is or was working at BFC. But yeah, there's 16 who have it right now. How many there are like Anthony Fernandez, in the process of getting a pro license? I don't know. But
Must be
I'm pretty
many.
sure there'll be enough to go around
Yeah.
at least. Hmm.
Plus, I think this rule it's not a handicap, but I think it's pretty good one actually because I think the allowing Indian it's not a good move. It should be a move that should already be there. I can't believe that FSDL is actually they actually had limited Indian coaches from taking over the ISL clubs. So it's not a good move in terms of being a good move, but it's a good move in terms of it should have been a necessity from the get go. But okay, what's done's done. At
Right.
least we have something going now. So a positive move.
Agar
Let's
wants Kashyap out of that list.
yeah,
I can
I
understand.
sorry Mumbai FC fans. We know how much you love Kashyap.
Hmm.
Uh started Telegram group. I've never used Telegram, so I'll be pretty shit at that.
Same.
Sorry.
It's
Shinji
yeah, it's
Kagawa.
weird. I have it on my phone.
Telegram. I remember when people were going about, ooh, you can send big photos, you can send big videos, and I'm like, yeah, but this mail, this Google Drive, why would I want to do that?
The Telegram just
Shlok, voice,
just
आवाज.
send whole movies on there.
Shlok, your voice is
Huh?
going again. हाँ, तेरा आवाज जा रहा है.
Hi.
Hello.
Haha. So I like there's like a lot of groups that just send movies and shit, and I think I don't want to get spammed by movies. Like
Yeah.
imagine like your phone's just crashing the whole time because someone keeps sending you
Like a 3
um
GB movie. Fuck off. I don't want movies. I have Netflix.
Monty Python over and over again the whole day.
Who's your
And
favorite? Who's your favorite Indian coach? Look, Tanuj Birua asks. Who's your favorite Indian coach?
मेरे को कुछ नहीं दिख रहा comments में है क्या?
Yeah, पीछे है थोड़ा.
How
It's
many do I
थोड़ा
know?
पीछे.
Holy shit. अच्छा. Who's my favorite Indian coach? It's probably.
श्लोक तेरा आवाज जा रहा है bro. तू speaker थोड़ा. Mic.
I don't know anything. Right? I don't know anything. I
About
just.
Indian coaches.
Yeah. I'm bad at this. No, it's not a typo on
It's another guy.
Tanuj Birwa and Tanuj
Yeah, you
Baru
know
are different
how
people.
close those names are. But
Dude, I thought they were the same people earlier.
exactly on Facebook I used to think they're the same people until I realized they weren't. Who's my favorite Indian coach? I'd say Anuj.
I would probably, I mean, apart from Anthony Fernandez, obviously, because local guy, and a lot of respect for him, actually. But apart from that, Derek Pereira, I guess.
Oh wait, yeah, Clyde. I don't have my own Netflix. I just got it because I had to beg my dad. Ki, lockdown hai, please Netflix de do. I want to watch Netflix.
Same.
Also, my
Oh,
favorite Indian coach probably is Mohan Das. He's the reserves and
holy shit.
he's the reserves and
Forgot
under
about
18 coach of Mumbai City FC, and he was my instructor for the D license. I really think
Best friends.
I think he's
Best
a
friends.
fabulous coach, and he's a fabulous motivator. But more importantly, he's a student of the game, and I think that's really important. I am a big fan of him.
What about Dinesh Nair?
Dinesh Nair is not really a coach, though. Like, not in a current capacity.
Oh, okay.
He's I think
just
the head of youth
assuming.
development for Mumbai. If I'm not wrong,
Okay.
Anuj, correct
More
me
of
if
a
I'm wrong.
directional role.
Yeah, I remember he was there for the trials in the academy. By the way, when's the next trials? I want to.
Father Akbar wala.
Yeah, next trials का भी अनुज बोलना.
मेरे को भी जाना है.
मैं भी जाऊँगा next trials के लिए. Yeah, seeing my
All
current.
clubs are currently jealous of Mumbai City FC. I see that anger in many comments on social media. Anuj has personally messaged me this on WhatsApp. Same anger you felt yesterday, right, Anuj? I'll tell you something happened yesterday. We're playing Ludo, right, raat ko ekdam, as we do. And I've got 0 in that final lane, house wala lane. I've
Yeah.
got 0. He's got 4, all 4 of them in that final lane. Guess who won?
You?
Yeah. I went from 3-0 to 4-3. It was nuts, and he deleted it. It was like
Gujarati man kills club social media operator after Ludo match.
Lagan moment.
You heard it here first. I'm getting my hair colored, and Shlok has to do it with me. If Shlok keeps hair, yes.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna shave my head every time.
That's his excuse. Anytime like baal color like I was
Yeah, like my 4th grandma died, so I have to lose my hair again. So like
your what grandma?
4th grandma. Every time, like
Fourth?
every time, just like make an excuse. Someone died in the
Okay.
family.
Jeez, fuck's sake. I thought you have 4 grandmas. I'm like, dude, what the hell? How's that even physically possible?
Block incoming. He's blocked both of us, dude. Like he blocked me for like a day on WhatsApp, then he unblocked me to say something.
Clyde?
Anuj मेरे को गाली देता है पे.
Achha, Anuj blocked me from the Twitter, man. Anuj blocked me from Mumbai City ka Twitter as well. But I kept saying thank you Anuj or hi Anuj in the comments, so he got really pissed. And he just fucking blocked me.
Oh,
ठीक है,
man.
fair enough.
Look, why does everyone block you?
Good question.
Yeah.
Why does
I
everyone
don't know.
block you?
Uzi Mumbai, everything Mumbai City FC and just regular shit.
Yeah.
That is actually something we would want to write in our description. Like, in fact, let's look at the current description. We do be going live though. In thid live, we discuss.
Crap. The corrector must have not worked. Whatever.
Yeah. No, but like
In
humor quotient, I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
we
whatever,
don't
fuck
just want to.
I can't be bothered to change it. Okay. Blah, blah. By the way, we completely stopped talking about football at all right now.
Like, Sorry. Yeah. So the last point is like it's a good note to just like wind down with. It's like
Yeah.
marquee players essentially. So there's two types you can sign now. Who is Anuj?
Who's
Ticker
Anuj?
medal. Ticker medal. Ticker medal.
Who's Anuj? That's my ticker now. Who's Anuj?
ANUJ.
Yeah, because that's the one thing he loves, having his name spelled absolutely correctly.
Yeah.
Who's Anuj?
So basically, our marquees are divided into two parts. One is a veteran, one's a prodigy.
Yeah.
Now, veteran should have a minimum of 75 appearances under his belt for clubs playing in the top 5 leagues. Also, he should have represented a club in the Champions League or Europa League. International football, mein, he must have played the FIFA World Cup, Euro Cup, or FIFA Confederations Cup. And qualifications rounds do not count. That's pretty big. As of now, I think Asamoah Gyan qualifies for that.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I don't really see any club signing. Shinji Kagawa, maybe, if some club manages to pay what he expects.
But like, why would you even want a marquee player for the sake of having a marquee player?
I think Hyderabad could do with one, to be honest. Like just for the publicity, right?
Hyderabad,
Odisha could do with one.
Hyderabad could do with anyone right now. That's the thing. But like, again, you know,
There's also the other one.
Yeah. See.
There's the other one that's called a prodigy. It can be an under 23 player who has at least 2 senior team appearances in the top 5 leagues, or someone with at least 3 appearances for a national team that falls in the top 25 FIFA rankings. Appearances should be in the finals of major tournaments across all age groups. World Cup, Olympics, Confed Cup. Again, these are huge requirements, and it's justified.
Yeah.
Because like you're breaking your salary cap because of this.
I can understand why you do it, but I can't understand, you know, the necessity of having a prodigy. I mean, who's playing in the top 5 leagues wants to come to play in India? And I don't get it.
Like you know, Keith, they're gonna come. You're gonna be a stepping stone. And
but
for a veteran,
is it a stepping stone if
like
it's
a payday?
About 50 feet, you know, below?
Like, I mean, I don't know. Martin Chavez doesn't qualify, right? So, yeah. I mean, really, like, why would like a really young player, under 23, want to come to India?
Exactly.
Especially, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Why would you do that? You know, ISL. What the hell's wrong with you? A question.
Veteran thing makes sense.
Very commonly
Veteran
asked.
thing makes sense. Which is good. You know.
Yeah, obviously the veteran thing, you know, should have been done. Again,
you can't just declare anyone as a marquee and be like, you know,
marquee.
This is the guy who's going to be outside my salary cap.
Yeah,
they try to make it like the young designated player in MLS.
Yeah. Again, but you know, I think the more slowly we become a proper ticker nikal harami. Yeah, no, sorry, Anuj with ANUJ and not ANNUJJ. Also, but like, I think, you know, the far quicker we become a proper league, the better we are going to be quicker.
Yeah.
We need a proper league. I think, so yeah, I might make a video on this on Football Manager about Indian league system and how I wish the Indian league system would be. And I did record it, but then I thought that's horrible, and I'll record it again. And it's going to be a long video, so if you guys would be interested in me making a Football Manager video about an Indian league system, which I think is more suitable and it's the most beneficial, then, you know, tell me in the comments. Tell us in the comments. Tell us on wherever you want. And yeah.
Suraj ko database dena मांग रहा है कब से?
It's FM20 if you want. तुम को WhatsApp पे बोलो. Give me a mail and I'll send it to you. No worries.
It's a good topic though. I mean, like, अभी club football में थोड़ा dry चल रहा है, especially ISL का.
Hmm.
कर
There's
सकते
there's
हैं.
not a lot to talk about. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's जो पता नहीं what we'll have to talk about like 4 weeks down the line भी पता नहीं, like weekly अभी हम लोग का चल रहा है.
Yeah.
देखते हैं. I mean, come up with something every now and then.
We'll try to. There's nothing going on there, and I'm going to blame Anuj for that. Anuj, कुछ तो कर, please.
अनुज कुछ कर यार, अनुज कर कुछ कर यार.
कुछ न्यूज़
Please.
दे, कुछ तो अनाउंस कर, अनुज, please.
Announce कर,
Anuj.
फारूक announce कर, चल.
Farooq.
Yoga day time. Announce फारूक.
Yeah. Oh shit! Do you realize what an amazing opportunity this was? Fuck it. ISL did it, so I'm not going to say it's a good opportunity.
What?
वो योगा डे भी डाला ना फरूक का.
हाँ.
Fucking cunts. I hate ISL का marketing team.
अबे
I have nothing
हो
against them
सकता है.
personally. I don't know why I shit on ISL and FSDL so much. They gave me a club.
हाँ, it's just like मजा आता है.
Yeah.
It's just मजा आता है, dude. Like
Exactly.
like people should.
Do we actually have 10 concurrent viewers? I don't believe that.
Yeah, it's wow. Like it's clearly like over at this point. Like I'm just like I think what's running through both of our minds is like wrap up कब करना है.
हाँ चल कर ही देते हैं.
Wait. I want to do one thing.
Okay.
Everyone in chat, say something, and I'm gonna take a screenshot of it. Right.
Also, if you want to know Anuj कौन है, go to Wikipedia Mumbai City FC का and go to the working staff का this thing, and you'll get to know who Anuj is.
Yeah.
ISL marketing team loves WWBB. Why does it WWB?
WWE.
इतना जल्दी क्या? I think we're wrapping up
एक
too
घंटा
early.
किया, bro,
एक
एक घंटा.
घंटा हो गया, bro.
Yeah,
I can't talk for more. They have major double standards for them. Yeah.
I have only one standard for WBB.
Yeah. Fuck WBB. Shut the fuck up. भाई मैं हूँ अभी. Yeah, but I think
10 लोग देख रहे हैं. I'm so happy today. It's
I
so
can't-
weird. 4 question आए लेकिन like viewers आ जाते हैं.
did we answer all the questions?
There were 4 questions, bro. 4 questions. We answered all of them in the first 30 minutes.
Okay. So then we spoke for nothing.
I mean, to be fair to people, it's not a topic you really get to ask questions on unless you're very
Yeah, it's more of
involved
a
in Indian
discussion. Not
football.
oh I have a doubt, but more of a yeah ठीक है हो रहा है तो
Yeah,
होने
it's like अभी chat पे हम लोग ने पूरा देखा ऐसे
दे. Yeah.
2-3 लोग एक दूसरे से बात कर रहे हैं कि नहीं ये.
See, I'll tell you
It's like
something.
that. I
This
think-
the chat is is like a personification of everything I wanted out of this channel. Is people getting to know each other and creating discussion about Mumbai City FC, and that's something
Yeah.
we really wish that happens a lot more, and that's something we really strive for. So thank you so
Yeah,
much
it's
for
it's not us like reporting something, or it's not just us about what our opinion is. It's about giving people a stimulus, like some
Exactly.
information to think
exactly
and be like, okay, ये हो सकता है, ये वो हो सकता है.
exactly. So for everyone who joins in on these lives, thank you so much. It just means the world.
Yeah.
What about Sandesh to Mumbai? नहीं चाहिए. उसने बहुत सीन किया था केरला वाले में, तो हमने इसको गाली.
No, but jokes aside, great defender. Definitely the best Indian defender right now. I've heard he's looking for a move abroad, and
Yeah.
I don't really see him joining.
I don't see him as a Lobera defender. He's a out and out centre back, and Lobera loves his ball
He's
playing.
not that great at passing,
We
like,
checked Lobera. So
we have statistics.
Statman slope. So like if you look at how Lobera plays, he has Fall, who's like your stopper, who's going to attack the player and attack the ball to win the ball back and create stuff. But then you have Pena, who's an absolute beautiful ball playing centre back. He plays out of trouble, but he starts attacks. He plays those balls into Jahu. He plays those balls into Lenny, into Bumu. That creates that go attack, and that's the whole basis and foundation. So he's got Fall, who is the best Indian centre back in India right now. The the kind of centre back Lobera wants. So he's got him. This is very interesting. The signings Lobera has made, right? He's made these signings who are absolute backbone to his system, to his tactics. Mandar is a very specialized left back, so he's got him.
Yeah.
Jahu is the best deep lying playmaker in India right now, and that's something he loves, so he's got him. Fall is probably the best centre back in India right now, and he's got him.
Yeah.
Right. Rakip is probably one of the best Indian right backs right now. Right. Up, especially
immense tackling, and that's what we see from Seriton.
Exactly.
A lot in Goa,
and he's got him.
That defensive work rate. Yeah.
Right. And that's his backbone sorted. And now, plus not only is it a backbone, right? But it's like he built a foundation in Goa. It took him 3 years to build a foundation off of which he could win the league. He got sacked before winning the league. Right, like the season that he should have won the league, where
it's his, man. It's his. It's under his belt. Like, honestly.
Exactly.
Like,
so the foundation he built there, he just literally picked it up and he's taken it to Mumbai. He's like, I'm not fucking spending 3 years again making a new foundation. So you guys are coming with me. ठीक है? मैं वाला time waste नहीं कर रहा. मुझे तू चाहिए, and he's got them. Now whatever he builds off of this is only going to be development of his project. It's his project, not Goa's project, not Mumbai's project. It's his ideology, it's his project, and that's what he's pulling off beautifully here. Yes, Fall would be a great integration, and I think Farooq will play and Vikram Pratap would be on the bench.
As of now, they should just go out on loan to an ID club.
Yeah, I think Vikram and Chansu should go.
I think he has like a year left in him to play for the Arrows, right?
Who?
Vikram Pratap.
Yeah.
He can go back to Arrows, like how we did with
Anwar Ali. Yeah.
Or he can go to another club which is more accepting towards youngsters. Maybe ISL.
Niroka, Aizawl, Shillong, maybe in Punjab. Because he can play for Punjab.
Basically, give them that time.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Give them that time.
Yeah.
I think this is like a good place to close.
Yeah, this is a great place to close. Thank you everyone for joining us. Sorry we couldn't answer your question, and sorry if we literally rambled on for an hour. That's something, you tuned in to literally just watch me and Slok talk. That's something we do a lot, and that's just weird.
Yeah.
But anyways, thanks a lot for that, and thank you for joining us. Make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll try to keep up with regular content. And yes, share, because we're trying to build a community here. We're trying to build a community for Mumbai, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining.
No monetization.
No monetization.
Stealing content from Hotstar.
One day they'll fucking ban us, and that will be the end of Uzi Mumbai. Anyways, thank you so much for thank you so much, and I'll probably be ending the stream now. So